Robservations with Robert Meyer Burnett.
The lovely Emma Banin is here. Emma Banin has written a letter about, well, I'll leave it in her words. Psst, hey Rob, I thought I'd tell you about Sneakers. You know, Sneakers, the 1992 Robert Redford film about a group of misfits who hack into computers and break into buildings for a living. First of all, I love Sneakers. If memory serves, it was Phil Alden Robinson's follow-up to Field of Dreams. I think, if I remember. Smart, stylish, funny, and beautifully lit, but enough about me. Let's talk about Sneakers. At first glance, you really are. I mean, I've never seen a picture of you that's anything less than smart, stylish, funny, and beautifully lit. But enough about me. Let's talk about Sneakers. At first glance, many might think that although this movie is a clever and witty thriller, it has little or no ties with the more cult-like genres, but that's actually not the case. The film was directed by Phil Alden Robinson, who had previously brought the wonderful Field of Dreams to the cinema. The cast is mightily impressive, too. Robert Redford, MCU fans will know him from The Winter Soldier and Endgame, takes the lead with a supporting cast that includes Deep Breath, Ben Kingsley, Mary McDonnell, Sidney Poitier, River Phoenix, David Strathairn, Dan Akroyd, and James Earl Jones. I know, right? What a cast. It's an amazing cast. Music was by James Horner, who provided the second-best music score for a Star Trek feature film with his contributions to Star Trek 2 and 3. And yes, Rob, I do mean second. The first will always go to Jerry Goldsmith's glorious score for Star Trek The Motion Picture. Well, good, Emma, because you and I park our shuttlecraft in the same shuttle bay, so I would expect no other answer from you. Although for the most part, Sneakers is devoid of an orchestral score. The use of sparse, almost mournful jazz music is so well interwoven into the fabric of the film, it's difficult, if not impossible, to imagine it with any other type of score. It adds a lot to the mood of the film and really should be more widely acknowledged as one of Horner's strongest efforts. Cinematography was by John Lindley, who, like Horner, had previously worked with Robinson on Field of Dreams. He gives the film a gloriously sumptuous look in the night scenes and a suitably paler, more worn-out look forward the day and city scenes. Truly beautiful, subtle work. Sneakers sees Robert Redford play Martin Bishop, a security specialist who has a hidden past, one where his friend Cosmo, played by Jomar in the film's prologue and later by Ben Kingsley, a brilliant bit of casting as the two actors look similar, is arrested for hacking into computers whilst he gets away. Cut to several years later, and Bishop and his crew are approached by two creepy NSA agents who want Bishop to steal a device designed by a maths professor, as they claim that it would be a danger to their country should it fall into a rival's hands. Sure enough, Bishop and his crew get a hold of the device and then realize that the NSA agents have not been entirely truthful as to what the device can do. As Martin goes to the exchange, his friend and colleague Creasy, a former CIA agent played by Poitier, discovers that the professor has been murdered. After that, Bishop faces not only having to stop from being killed, but also clear his name of a murder he did not commit and avoid going to prison for his old crimes. The film plays very much like a cross between the U.S. series Leverage and the Mission Impossible film series. A slyly witty film with a suitable mixture of sneaking and a modicum of action, it's perhaps a little slow for modern audiences. After all, it's an hour into the movie before the pace really picks up, but it's so brilliantly shot and played by such a great cast that I was more than happy to see Robinson take his time to tell the tale. Indeed, it's because that takes a while for the film to unfold that the finale is so satisfying. The dialogue is strong with some particularly great exchanges between Bishop and Cosmo. There's a war out there, old friend, a world war, and it's not about who's got the most bullets. It's about who controls the information. What we see and hear, how we work, what we think, it's all about the information. The film had a budget of $23 million, approximately $42 million in today's money. It took just over $10 million in its opening weekend, about $19 million nowadays, and went on to make $105 million worldwide, or $196 million today. So, okay, maybe not quite endgame proportions of profits, but certainly still a sizable enough hit. It may not be everyone's cup of tea. The pace may be an issue for some. David Strathairn's blind character is a little too on the nose, and the finale does end in explosion, and the finale does not end in explosions or a CGI slugfest, but for me at least, these are very minor quibbles. There's room for so many different types of movies, and there's definitely room for this one. If you can take your time and like a smart script combined with a stellar cast, then I think you'll be rewarded. Even now, some 28 years later, the film still looks great. The cast are still brilliant, and Sneakers is definitely worth seeing. As far as I know, it isn't available on 4K, but it is on Blu-ray and worth picking up for all you physical media lovers. Well, Emma, a great letter, a great appreciation of the film. I have to tell you, I agree. I love Sneakers. I saw Sneakers in the theater, and I was fascinated by it, and I found the ending to be quite satisfying. And it is a great film, and I really do enjoy it. I'm sorry it didn't, I mean, what a cast. I'm sorry it didn't do better than it did, because I think it deserved more. But hey, what are you going to do? It's a great film. It's definitely worth rewatching. You know, I saw it a couple years back. I came into it in the middle, and I had forgotten. I'm like, wow, this is really good. You know, it's so interesting that we don't see these movies being made anymore. They're either television shows that are long form or limited series or something. But you know, like a Bodyguard, the BBC's Bodyguard with Richard Madden. I mean, I love stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm in.